today on my Mach 1 Mustang, we're going to be replacing the inner and outer tie rods. Super straightforward, easy peasy job. I'm actually excited to do it. I've been looking forward to doing the suspension stuff for so long because I've done the interior, I've done a sound system, I've wrapped the car, I've done a lot. If you've missed any video, I'll link it here so you can check it out. But let's go ahead and get started. The tie rods that I got, I ordered them from LMR, so let's get right into it, shall we? I got my big box of new car parts. I ordered them all from LMR. So they are the brand Moog. I love the brand Moog. Some people say they suck. I like them, so that's why I ordered them. The inner tie rods were $47.99. The outer tie rods were $57.99. And I did get new dust boots because there was a tear in the driver's side one. So getting to unwrap everything, it's pretty exciting that all this new stuff's going to be going into my car. And I have been dealing with a clunking sound when I turn right or left, and there's also a lot of play in my steering wheel. I don't know if the play has much to do with the tie rods, but visually you could see that they were also in pretty dire condition. So after getting the car jacked up and the wheel off, the first step is to remove that top castle nut. And I was like, why won't the wrench go on? You know, why? Well, I can't see anything because I wasn't wearing glasses. And also I didn't remove the cotter pin, so it would be impossible to get a wrench on that. Once that castle nut is loose, I just kind of loosened it enough to give it some space. And I sprayed some penetrating oil on it and just kind of went ape with a hammer hitting that knuckle, which typically gives me great success. Man, this wind is absolutely... As I regain my strength, I spray the PB Blaster on areas that I know are going to give me some difficulty. Going back ham at this knuckle, and what do you know, comes right out. So I can finish undoing the castle nut and just pop this outer tie rod right out. Some of you may make fun of me for what you're about to see, but this is a method that I enjoy and I find it works flawless. 16, 17, 18... That's right, I'm counting the turns, I'm counting the rotations. Mock me if you will, but I don't care. This is what I like to do. So I counted about 22, not about, exactly 22. And I measured the old tie rods with the new tie rods. They're the exact same length and the threads start at the same spot. So I know I'm dealing with identical parts, which means I know that my method on counting the turns is going to serve me well. Getting the right leverage under here was difficult. I tried a Crescent wrench and a Sledgehammer. That didn't quite work very well. And then I tried this. Look at how well that worked. That worked really well. But I still gave it a second go. I don't know what I was hoping. I mean, I looked at it and I was like, no, come on. What am I doing? All in all, I ended up doing the Crescent wrench. It was just hard getting the right leverage because that thing was on there pretty darn tight. Alright, so we got the inner tie rod out, the outer tie rod out. The hardest part of the job was to actually... Getting this loosened was the hardest part of the job so far. So it's time to reinstall it all. Okay, it wasn't that bad. So I have the old outer tie rod. I have the new outer tie rod. And I have a new boot. And I have the new inner tie rod. Also known as problem solver. This thing solved problems that I didn't realize that the tie rods were associated with. And I do wish that I had gone in and zoomed in on the outer tie rod, like the rubber area, the ball joint area. It was, the rubber part was cracked and there was all this crap inside, for lack of a better word. Who knows how long it had been there for, and it was also a very, like, a grainy feel, so if you move that joint around, it almost felt like there was sand inside. So, you know, for 50 bucks for both, I think this is a great little upgrade. I am glad that I bought new boots too. One of the sides was cracked. When you spread it open like an accordion, there were cracked lines, so that's like one of those things that I wouldn't know existed until I took them off, and then I'd be too late and then I'd have to buy new ones. So I'm happy I just thought ahead and bought them ahead of time. Spent the money on that. So when you are tightening that inner tie rod, you don't have to, you know, go crazy, torque it down to 20 ugga-duggas or anything. You just want to tighten it so it bottoms out. And then just, of course, slide your boot back on and put your little frustrating clips back on. When I am putting the outer tie rod on, I am counting those turns. So again, it was 22 turns off and it'll be 22 rotations back on. Now when I did remove the parts, I also checked like the length against the new ones and the old ones, again, just to make sure that we were dealing with the same starting specs. And now it's just a matter of placing that outside tie rod end into the spindle and tightening up that castle nut. Now once I finish the entire job and both sides, I do review my work and I torque down everything. The one thing when you're torquing down these tie rod castle nuts is obviously you have to make sure that it's going to line up so you can stick that cotter pin out in through it. I've been asked if I torque down my wheels, and yes I do, but not when I'm going to remove them the next day and just, you know, basically back the car into a parking spot. Okay, side 2 is always more pleasant, so let's run through the parts again. The inner tie rod, the outer tie rod, and a boot. Let's go. Lubing it all up with my PB Blaster, and I also did some the day before to let it marinate overnight. This little clamp is a wee bit frustrating. I have to crawl into the car to get access to it and cut it off from the boot. I'm just unscrewing this castle nut, so the top of the castle nut's at the top of this spindle, at the top of the spindle. And then I can play whack-a-mole and hit that outer knuckle. There's like a sweet spot that you're supposed to hit, and it usually works pretty nicely. I think it was maybe like 10 hits and the thing popped out. Old one's off. Could have reused it, but these are like $11. They're brand new. What's the harm? It's my $11. I'm not sure what fantasy land that I'm living in when I tell myself something was $11. These were like $47 or $37. They were not $11. I wish they were $11, but no, they were not. They are nice boots though, and they came with all the clamps. There's a cotter pin that goes through the castle nut at the top. I'm not gonna put that in yet because I'm going to undo these again, probably tomorrow, to do my control arms. I didn't want to do everything together because I wanted to take my time and enjoy myself. So I know it's like repetitive, but that's the way I wanted to do it. That's my car. And this is a glimpse of the future when I went back and I torqued everything down and I filled up my joints with grease. It's like the most rewarding feeling. It looks a little pumped up, but trust me, it was just right. Spankable, if you will. So next up I will be tackling the control arms, the front lower control arms. And I already have them here, they're from BMR, so I'll be installing those next time. I anticipate that that's going to be a slightly more difficult job because I have researched that the steering rack might need to come up to release some bolts. We'll see how it goes. I'm still excited about it, so nothing's gonna stop me now. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye. I want to also say that I'm going to replace, well, I already started replacing the control arms. So I did the tie rods first, then I went back and I did the control arms. And obviously you do everything all at once, but I just wanted to take my time and just do one thing at a time, familiarize myself with everything, you know, clean everything up, and do that instead of like going at everything and not remembering even what I did because I have so much to do. That's just me. Okay, obviously if you're gonna do control arms and tie rods and sway bar end leads and coilovers, whatever you're gonna do, you probably want to just do it all at the same time because you'll be taking the same stuff apart over and over again. I want to reiterate, it was my preference to take it apart over and over again because I enjoy it. This is not a chore to me. This is like my passion. I enjoy this.